Hey friends, good morning. Little impromptu live since we're in beautiful lower Manhattan for some business. Thursday, September 1st, it's about 11 a.m., a few minutes after. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're by the New York City Hall. And since I was in the neighborhood, figured we might go live for a little bit. Probably going to be a short one. But it's so beautiful down here. We'll check it out. This immediate area is City Hall Park. Gonna walk over to one of my favorite buildings. Early skyscraper, the Woolworth. With beautiful Gothic design. One of the most beautiful buildings in New York City. Adam's here, good morning. Yeah, a little impromptu. We were in the neighborhood. But looks like there's an accident or something in the street. I'll try to leave them be. But we'll check out the Woolworth Building while we're here. Adam, how are you doing? Look at this building, it's so gorgeous. So this is the Woolworth Building, one of the early skyscrapers. Adam says he always associates this little area of downtown to when I had jury duty for 3 weeks, late summer of 2009. Yeah. Lisa was on a grand jury not too long ago. That was quite something. Quite something indeed. We are doing great. Everybody, had another appointment. Everybody's happy and healthy, which is all we want to ask for these days. And yesterday was my birthday, which was nice. Got to celebrate. My mom is in town, so we're all hanging out, having a good time. Gonna try to cross here safely. Lisa's here, my beautiful bride. Yeah, sorry, this is a little impromptu, so I set it up on my phone, and the first live link I tried to set up didn't work, so here we are. But you have found me. Thank you for that. So we're in beautiful lower Manhattan. It's a nice day. And since we were in the area, figured we might as well share what we see. So coming up on St. Paul's Chapel. Adam, thank you, very kind. And when I cross the street, we're going to get a pretty incredible view up ahead. Bear with the noise, it's very noisy around here, as you can imagine. So how's that for a view? So recently we did a stream where we walked south along the Hudson River for quite a bit. And we got to the World Trade Center, but our phone ran out of juice. So today we will begin here. I think we'll check out the memorial. We will go to the park, and then maybe we'll finish by the Battery or the water. I have, or Brookfield Place. I don't know yet. It's going to be a shorter stream, probably around an hour or so. We will see. Robin is here. Good morning. DeBailey is here. DeBailey, are you back in the United Kingdom? Good to see you. This is, of course, the Oculus. Really incredible architecture. Lisa and I were here once and we did read about it. I guess one of the plans originally was that it would move, but it got so expensive. I think that was lost somewhere along the way. On the right-hand side is the Perlman Performing Arts Center, which is getting closer and closer to opening, I think. Bailey says, back in London, sadly. Well, we would love to get to London one day. One of our favorite places to visit. The Oculus is really stunning, isn't it? So quite the views over here. You have all of the brand new architecture contrasted with St. Paul's Chapel and some of the older buildings. Part of what makes Lower Manhattan so interesting. Robin says it's a gorgeous day for a walk. Yeah. So 6 a.m. in New York, temperature in New York that we've seen in a while is 69 degrees. 6 a.m. today. It's now about 80, but it feels much better than it has in prior days where it was really humid. So let me try to find a good spot where I can pause for a moment, get a good view. So in the middle of the frame right now is the Perlman Performing Arts Center. And then of course the Freedom Tower. And it looks like they must be cleaning the windows now. Let me try to use let's see if I can zoom in. Can you imagine cleaning the windows on the Freedom Tower? They're not even terribly high up, but they're supported from the top down. So what is that? Let's see. They're probably 20, 25 stories. And you can follow. That's what they're connected to, all the way to the top. So that is the Freedom Tower here in Lower Manhattan. We're going to walk over to the memorial in a second. Again, we were here the other day, but didn't have enough power to do the memorial justice. So today we'll take our time Bailey says, I'm terrible with heights, I'd hate it. Yeah, I mean, it takes a special kind of person to do that job. Let me see if I can get the microphone in a somewhat better situation. If you guys have any audio issues, just give me a heads up. So we're going to walk into the memorial. Karina's here. Good to see you. The beautiful memorial here. This is the North Tower pool. You know, this memorial's, not everybody wants to visit because it's very difficult, but I think the pools are really incredible. So around the perimeter are names of people who are lost in the attacks. And if you see flowers, they represent birthdays, which is such a powerful image. We'll see them along the way. Karina says the pool is beautiful. Is it open all year? As far as I know, it is. And up ahead is one of the flowers, again signifying somebody's birthday. Prem Nath Jarrah. Apologies if I've mispronounced that. Blanca Robertino Moracho, their birthdays. The museum is on the other side of the pool where the camera's facing now. Probably among the most difficult museums Lisa and I have ever been to. There's different sections along the memorial, so this representing the 1993 attack. And then the following section, Flight 11. Many people are familiar with Betty Ann Ong and her story. Prospect X. Did I hear they're closing down one of the 9/11 museums? Yeah. Um, I heard that as well. It was one I hadn't been to. It's a good question of what happened with, I wonder if they're going to merge their collection with this museum or what I'm afraid I just don't have more information, but I did hear that as well. Karina says, I can't go to the Twin Towers Memorial, it's too much for me. Just like the Oklahoma City. Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly powerful and moving. The museum, I mean, you have to really be prepared for that. That's a hard one, for sure. Lisa remembers, it's the only museum I've ever been to where they have boxes of tissues throughout. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to describe it too much just because I think you kind of, if you're interested in experiencing it, you should experience it for yourself. But, you know, as compared to older museums that mostly focus on old objects, like an art museum, for example, this happened so recently that there's audio, there's video, you know, in addition to various objects. So you can imagine how more powerful that is. You know, if you imagine how powerful static objects are, you know, then you introduce audio and video. It's quite a bit. Photos from around New York is here. It's always good to see you, Photos. Thank you for joining. We were at the memorial recently, but because we weren't really able to do it justice, figured we'd start the stream here, spend a little time here. British Gray's here, good morning. They have signs reminding people that this is a memorial, and if you see, you know, people climbing on the memorial or doing things that are inappropriate, to let them know. Again, the flowers representing birthdays. Sometimes you'll see other things, mementos from visitors or family members, but the white roses represent birthdays, and those are left by the museum and the memorial. Adam recalls that he's never been down here despite being in New York City. His bedroom window faced south on the 25th floor of East 22nd Street with a perfect view of the World Trade Center. One day he went to work, they were there, and when he came home, they were not. Yeah, I mean, what can you even say? Keeps flopping around. Can you let me know if the audio is okay now? Just give me a response in the chat, please. As we walk to the South Pool. Bob is here, Joanne is here. Thanks for joining. Up ahead, and we'll spend more time there in a little bit, we'll continue around the pool, but up ahead is Survivor Tree. Has flags and things around it. We'll go over there in a little bit, but first we'll continue along. This is the South Tower Pool. This section of the memorial dedicated to first responders from New York Fire Department, New York Police Department, Port Authority. There were federal agencies on site. I mean, it's something. EMS, hazmat. The number of battalions, ladder companies, engines. Really moving. If you're not familiar with this, I have a video. If you check my older videos and search for Tribute in Light, tribute in light. And what that is they set up a series of lights, really, really, really powerful lights that recreate the towers of the World Trade Center at night. And they've been doing it every year. And it's one of the most beautiful and powerful memorials I can imagine. Denise is here, Stacy's here. Thank you for joining us. Bob says he wants to visit New York City but doesn't think he can go here. He grew up across the Hudson, saw the towers rise as a kid, had visited the top of the South Tower, still can't deal with the loss. I completely understand. You know, there's people who come and just completely break down. And I mean, even just at the memorial outside, let alone in the museum. The museum is a totally different story. British Grey beautifully sharing her condolences. Victory asks if I was born here. No, I moved here in 2004, so a few years after the events took place here. Again, if you just joined, there are flowers around the memorial. The white roses represent somebody's birthday. Melissa Candida Doy. Joanne says she'll never forget it. Bob says he would always be looking for my twins in the skyline. So maybe as we turn the corner here, Lisa, if you're available, would you mind looking up and sharing in the chat some information about Survivor Tree, which is where we're headed next, so we can read about that? I mean, I know some of the basics about it, that it was found in the wreckage, barely alive, nursed back to health by the Parks Department, and obviously now a very powerful symbol here at the memorial. Prince Isis here. Good afternoon. Good evening. We're here in Lower Manhattan. Right now we're at the memorial. I think people today have been very respectful. Lisa says a calorie pear tree became known as, quote, the survivor tree after enduring the attacks. The tree was removed from the rubble, placed in the care of the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. I saw we were having a connection issue, so I'm going to try to move. We'll get another vantage point. Just bear with me. We got a very nice donation. Joanne, thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. I'm going to try, I saw the connection was not so great, so I'm going to try to move. We were going to visit the Liberty Park, get a different view, and hopefully have an improved connection. Just bear with me a moment. Lisa continues, new smooth limbs extended from the gnarled stumps, creating a visible demarcation between the tree's past and present. Today, the tree stands as a living reminder of resilience, survival, and rebirth. Wow. So this park is called Liberty Park. It's elevated above some of the parking and infrastructure here at the World Trade Center complex. Somewhat surprisingly to me at least, it's never busy. Not a lot of people visit Liberty Park, even though it's really beautiful. Christian's here, good to see you. Said the memorials make people stop and pause, absolutely. This is the conic sphere. Carol's here. Good to see you, Carol. So this is the conic sphere, another object removed from the rubble, kept in its damaged state. the picture of the sphere intact. Yeah, I'll try to show you guys what it looked like. Again, powerful reminders. Now we'll walk over to St. Nicholas, the Greek Orthodox Church that has been under construction for years and years, delayed multiple times. But there's been a lot of activity here in our last few visits. So I'm hopeful that it is nearing completion. It's going to be very beautiful when it's completed. The white marble, I'm sure they're going to do really interesting lighting inside. I'm sure it's going to look really beautiful when they finally complete it, but it's been quite a saga. Sally's here. Good to see you, Sally. Here at Liberty Park now, overlooking World Trade Center complex, here by the St. Nicholas Church and National Shrine. Memorials down here, we were just visiting. Bob says, looks Art Deco-ish. Yeah, I mean, it has a really interesting design. I really think when they finish, it's going to look beautiful. It's just been years and years. Give you a sense of the other side, so you can see they're actively working on it. There's been a lot of activity. I guess, I mean, if anybody can check and has better information, but I guess having watched it the last few times, I was hopeful that they were on track to finish by this year's anniversary. I just don't know the answer myself. But there's lots of construction activities, so I know they're hard at work. Another tree worth visiting. This is the Anne Frank tree. It's a sapling from the original chestnut tree that grew outside the secret annex where Anne Frank and her family hid. It was planted in 2016. And it says it's one of 11 saplings gifted across the United States. Up ahead through the street, you can see Zuccotti Park through Cedar Street. And over here is one of the fire department memorials. Sculpted three-dimensionally. Reads, dedicated to those who fell and to those who carry on. Reads 343, the city's bravest, in memory of those who fell and to those who carry on, across all cities and towns, across all generations. To our fallen friend and partner volunteer firefighter, Glenn J. Winnick.
Not a museum, by the way. As many people have asked me, it is one of the busiest firehouses in our city. I cannot tell you how many times I've given this tour. These guys are going out and they're coming back. But there are two other tributes I'd like to show you on the other side of the building. We're going to go across the street.
Ladder 10, engine 10. And then if you turn around, back at the memorial. Hard to find the right words. But I do think it's a really beautiful and powerful memorial. I think if you do visit, you know, like I said, the museum, you really need to be prepared. It's very, very, very difficult. And if you visit, I really do encourage you to visit Liberty Park. You know, there's probably hundreds of people by the memorial pools. And as we saw, maybe 10 or 15 people at Liberty Park. So I encourage you to visit Liberty Park as well. It's right there, right across the street. I think next we're going to walk west. Towards the water. Sebastian's here. Nice to see you, Sebastian. Thanks for hopping on. We're here in Lower Manhattan today. We're going to walk towards Battery Park City next. We were just at the memorial. Really powerful. Adam says, go west, young man. We will. On a really hot day, there is this elevated path which is air conditioned. I sometimes have connection issues though, so we're going to stay outside. As we continue our walk around Lower Manhattan. This is Brookfield Place, one of the city's numerous, it seems, luxury shopping centers. Most people are probably now familiar with Hudson Yards. There's shopping in the Oculus as well as Brookfield Place. Yeah, Christian, I was not in the city at the time yet either, but remember watching as well. Just terrible. Really, really, really terrible. I'll pause across the street. We'll get one more view of the World Trade Center from over here. They're doing some construction work, so apologies for the noise. Freedom Tower. Just bear with the noise for another 10 seconds or so. I just need to get around. Adam says the skywalk we saw downtown Minneapolis is made up of them. Well, I bet they really need it there. The weather. Freezing cold. Coming up to a less well-known park. This is called Pumphouse Park, which I learned recently. The name comes from, there are pumps that bring in Hudson River water, which is used to cool the World Trade Center facilities. So the name is very literal. Svetlana's here from Armenia. It's good to see you, Svetlana. Thank you for joining. Always nice to see you. I think this is one of the most beautiful parks. It's a small one, but surrounded by benches. Great place to relax. Folks have lunch here. And we've probably seen this in other videos, but surrounding it has been some of the most beautiful flower installations in the city. As mentioned, the grass and the sky today, yeah, the colors today are incredible. Part of why we're doing today. And this is, in this area, you know, beautiful day. Great to see.
Oh, you made the...
Bob, that was Pumphouse Park. And we're coming up to Brookfield Place.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were having a little buffering there. The sign here, this is, I guess in honor of the US Open, this says the Brookfield Place Open, brought to you by American Express. Playing some serious tennis over here. Yeah, so that was Pumphouse Park. It's a very small park, but if you're by Brookfield Place, really encourage you to check it out. American Express Chair of Champions. Funny. This is the North Cove Marina. There's another further south of us, the South Cove. Great views over here of New Jersey. And of course, the Statue of Liberty, which we'll go see in a moment. Lots of helicopters today. If you ever visit New York City, you'll discover the sound of them is constant. Adam says that guy had a Michigan Dad t-shirt on. I missed that. Would have been funny to see. So we'll go to the end here and we'll check out the Statue of Liberty for a moment. I've been wanting to spend more time in this area because I understand that they're going to close it, I think, for years to I guess, raise it for hurricane resiliency. So just bear with me. I'm going to try to zoom in. Statue of Liberty. If you're just finding the channel, we did a bunch of boat rides recently. We did a live stream on Friday night. And then last Friday, I mean. And then I think maybe on Monday or something, I posted a video of me riding the Staten Island Ferry, which has incredible views of the Statue of Liberty. And the New York City ferry is only $2.75 a person. The Staten Island ferry is free. So, you know, if you want to get really, really close, you have to take one of the more expensive boats. But if you're okay getting, you can take the New York City ferry. There's actually a stop ride, or for free, you can take the Staten Island ferry. you will learn I am one of the biggest fans of the ferry system in New York. If you're a tourist or a New Yorker alike, it is a great way to see the city. Really relaxing. Prince Ice says, when zoomed in, the video feels like it's taken by those old-time camcorders. You know, it's funny, I see a lot of legit camcorders down here. It's so funny. So yeah, like I said, this is Battery Park City ferry stop. And if you're taking the New York City ferry, it's $2.75 per person. It's going to go up in price at some point to about $4 a person. But I still think it's a great deal. So a couple things over here. There's a beautiful lily pond up ahead, which has fish and often has ducks and geese. And then to the right is the Irish Hunger Memorial. Wow, the lily pond is filled today. Check this out. Look how many animals are here. So you'll often see families with young kids here, and you can see why. Look how many ducks there are. Sue Kay from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Some of the lessons over the last years, teaching her to treasure the earth and its beauty more. Absolutely, that's a message we subscribe to. Rolo 6932, hello, it's always good to see you. So this is the lily pond in Battery Park City, near Brookfield Place and the Irish Hunger Memorial. I always like to stop here. And today there's just families of ducks here. Adam says, nice weather for ducks. Bob says hello to the duckies. John M. is here from London. John, you're in good company. DeBailey, also here from the United Kingdom. So like I said, my understanding is this whole area is going to be closed, I think, for like years, because they have to raise the area to make it more resilient to things like hurricanes. So we've been trying to spend a little more time here before it closes. There's a similar thing happening on the east side, on the Lower East Side. There's a beautiful park over there that's also going to be closed for years. It's already there, that's already begun. The neighborhood was, I mean, if I was going to lose my park for years, I'd be upset too, but at the same time, if it's going to prevent my apartment building from flooding, you know, these are the trade-offs, I guess. But you can see, even on a weekday, how beloved the park is. Lots of families here. Office workers who come down to have lunch and take a break. These are not bad views for your lunch break. There's the Beast, which picks up at in, I think, like the East 40s. It's one of those super fast tour boats. There's slower ones, but that's the fast one. Maybe one day we'll do that and take a video. DeBailey says the area is so nice in the evening. Yeah, Lisa and I come here for dinners every now and then. And, you know, great place just to stroll around. And the views, like I said, spectacular views. And if you haven't seen it, again, I'm going to encourage you, check out my most recent Staten Island Ferry video. Coming in on the Staten Island Ferry at night, you really can't beat the views. All the buildings totally lit up. Mohita's here. Yulia's here. Good to see you. We're checking out Lower Manhattan today. Battery Park City, but I think we're actually just going to start walking north now. I think being in kind of the open has helped the connection, so I was going to go back towards the east, but I think we're just going to continue north. We don't have a huge amount of, I started this stream sort of impromptu, and my phone was not fully charged, so we will run out of juice eventually, but we'll walk until we do. We'll just continue north until we run out of juice. It's such a beautiful day, so you'll get some great water and sky views. Ashley watched the Staten Island video and says the building that was lit up in green was beautiful. Yeah, that's Pier 17, which is, there's a great rooftop park. But that night, I guess there was a concert or something, so I couldn't go up. But yeah, the building was all lit up. And actually at the beginning, it was lit up sort of like a rainbow. That's what caught my eye. And then as we got closer and closer, it switched to pure green. It was really fun to look at. That's kind of the seaport area, and when you're over there, you have these amazing Brooklyn Bridge views. And that's on my list as well. We will do a night walk across the Brooklyn Bridge again sometime soon. That's one of the best views in the city. Bailey says spent a few hours last week to get some sunset shots. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to do more sunset stuff. So let me show you guys what's happening in the park. Look at all these geese, our favorite friends. Big families of geese here, getting bigger and bigger. So again, this is Battery Park City. I think this is specifically called Nelson Rockefeller Park. And again, my understanding is it will be closed at some point for years. If anybody has the specific dates from Google or something, let us know in the chat. But again, it's supposed to be closed for hurricane resilience improvements. Oh, look at all these geese. I'm going to try not to get in their way. Prefer not to have a fight with a geese today. A goose. Family of geese. Yeah, Rockefeller Park. Oh, they're starting to honk. Step away. Sir, step away from the geese. Frank is here from Germany, says this is his favorite part of the city. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. So, for folks who just joined, we started at City Hall Park. We saw the Woolworth Building briefly. Oh, let's check this out. I keep walking by and never check it out up close. So we went to the Woolworth Building, we went to the World Trade Center and the Memorial. And then we have made it over here to the Hudson River Greenway, which we're going to continue on until the battery runs out, which is, we're at 36%, FYI. Check this out. I keep walking by this and never came up close in person, so oh, we can walk inside. This is cool. trying to find a description of what this is. I see no description. I wish I could tell you guys more about it, but I don't see any description. All right, well, we will continue along the Greenway. I love walking the Greenway. So, Manhattan is an island surrounded by 32 miles of Greenway. You can walk all of it, but on the east side there are a huge number of detours, especially right now. So on the east side, it's never been fully connected. Parts like the United Nations, I guess, probably originally for security reasons, it was not completed or connected. And then in Harlem, for example, it just wasn't in great repair, which is upsetting. But you can walk it as long as you follow those detours. The west side, Hudson River Greenway, is basically fully connected, is not really any detours, and it's in much better shape than the east side. So I do always love walking here. It's a great way to see the water, and there's all sorts of spots where there's just great views. Again, on Friday night we were walking the Greenway and inspiration struck. We hopped on the new New York City ferry that runs along the west side, and seeing Battery Park City. So Frank, if you love Lower Manhattan, check out the Friday night live stream. Seeing Battery Park City from the boat at night, let me tell you, beautiful. Sports facilities, there's lots of, there are some businesses along the way. City Winery, so you can go have a meal, have drinks. They do live music. Along the, and cafes along the Greenway. There's not many, I don't want to exaggerate, there's a few. I really mean a few. But you can make a day of it. And again, it's a great way to see and experience the city. Julia says Hudson's also a famous dog. Yeah, I know, James and Carla's dog, Hudson. I love when they do the videos where they put the GoPro camera on Hudson. And he's way more popular than they are. And people always want to hang out with him. If I go super quiet, it's because I see the connection dropping a little bit, and I'm just hustling to get us back to a better signal spot. So I mentioned there's City Winery. There's two. Probably the one most people are familiar with is by Little Island. This is called City Vineyard by City Winery. It says they have brunch, lunch, and dinner. You can get drinks on the second level there. This would be a great spot just to watch you know, do people watching, watch the water, catch a sunset, have a drink. And on the weekend and after work, you'll see tons of people on the piers doing exercise. So you might see running, jogging, but you'll also see, you know, personal trainers, yoga classes, all sorts of stuff happening. During the day, it's more families. Lots of families out with the kids, just being in the parks. Prince Ice, thank you. So Prince Ice looked up the resilience program timeline, minimum of 5 years, yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna do it in like segments or what, because losing the whole park for 5 years is rough. We saw this last time, there's signs for free kayaking. And last time I walked the waterfront, we saw like 40 kayaks in the water right here. That must, I imagine, we're part of that free kayaking program. So this is the Hudson River Greenway. Just beautiful down here. There's a nice breeze. There's almost always a nice breeze when you're by the water. So even on a hot day, it's not as hot. There's tons of places to sit. If you bring a picnic blanket or something, you can always go into the grass. And they've just done a huge, tremendous job making it look really nice. All the landscaping and stuff. Bozo's here, and I guess feeling the Halloween spirit. Yeah, it's coming. Scott Briggs is here, gonna have lunch. Scott, how are you doing? Good to see you. We did a little impromptu live stream today. If you like walking with us, my wife Lisa sometimes joins on the weekend. She's very pregnant right now though, so, and it's still pretty hot, so TBD on what we'll be doing in terms of shared streams, but she joins when she can. Otherwise she watches, and she's in the chat today. And then during the week, I usually post recorded walks. I try to post something from New York every single day. I still have a couple walks to post. One from the Upper East Side and Central Park walk that I took, I think, last Saturday. It's always fun to visit the park and on the week. We might do, it won't be a live video, but we'll be watching it together and can have the live chat. So stay tuned for that. We will probably do some sort of a bus tour, which will be good for Lisa. Hello, my beautiful bride. All right, I just saw you guys were having some buffering. I restarted the connection. Bozo wishes me a happy 21st. Don't we wish? Hopefully the connection's coming back a little bit. I think I'm at that point where I've used so much data this month, I've been bumped down priority-wise. Sorry about that. I've noticed a lot of the streamers having big buffering issues lately, so I know it's not only me. Prince Ice says, recent policy for premieres and live streams is great. We're all enjoying the content. Yeah, that's really good to hear, Prince Ice. Thank you.
John summarized it as...
It is being reflected in the numbers. We recently surpassed 300,000 views, and it's already gone way up from that, which is nice. Birthday wishes from Ashley as well. Thank you. Appreciate that. Another year around the sun. And I don't know if he's on, but I saw I share a birthday with Western Mass Dave. So maybe on the replay he'll hear this. Wishing Western Mass Dave a happy birthday as well. Birthday pal. Scott Briggs says might even be a YouTube thing. Yeah, I've noticed when watching YouTube a lot of connection issues, and we have, where we live, we have fiber optic. So I really don't think the issue's on our side. Who knows? Dorgrok loves when we go live, gets to hear about the city and not just see it. Yeah, we try to do a mix. But I hear you. I know a lot of folks love the live streams, love the chat. So we've been trying to do more of them. I think we offer a nice mix. And thank you again for all the birthday wishes. Very kind. My mom had some travel difficulties getting here, but she did make it on my birthday. That was really nice. Right now she's keeping Lisa and Mini Bagel company while I'm out and about gallivanting around the city. And as we get closer and closer to the due date of Mini Bagel, sorry for the noise, we'll try to get past this as quick as we can. We will hustle. So there's a sign here, River Project Wet Lab, Research Aquarium free and open to the public. That's pretty cool. I've never visited that. I'll have to do that one day. What was that thing called? You guys were talking about coffee in the chat, I see. What was the thing called when people, bulletproof? Where when you put butter in your coffee? Was that called bulletproof coffee? Or am I making that up?
You did one class a semester that you...
I don't see any cars coming, so I'm
When
gonna
is graduation day?
try to pass these folks.
I have to take another class next time. What? Just for the insurance. Oh, I need it for the state.
Scott asks, do we have a big comfy basket for Mini Bagel? But we got the stroller all set up. It's pretty big. It does look comfortable, as far as I can tell. Hopefully he will agree. Adam says, thought it was just butter coffee. I did it once, it was okay. I always thought the idea, I mean, it's like, how different is that than cream or milk? But just funny what people will do. We're always trying to hack things. I feel like walking commuter today. I had to do some stuff downtown, so I'm in a button-down shirt. And it's getting awfully hot, I will say. It was very cool earlier, but now we're in the wide open with the sun. Hot, hot, hot. Guy up ahead has the right idea, just go totally shirtless. Dorgrok said that there was one called Bulletproof Coffee and there was a Bulletproof Company. Funny. So there's all sorts of decoration along the Greenway. It's really beautiful. And like I've said, the west side, it's in much better shape for the most part than the east side. Point the camera. There's Lackawanna. And the Big W Hotel overlooking New York City. Bet that's got great views. To our right, Tribeca and soon to be West Village. Ferry's here from France. It's good to see you all the way to France. Dorgrok, it really is beautiful. That, yeah, I mean, I love the Greenway. Lots of flowers. Again, lots of places to sit, picnic, exercise, whatever you want to do. Scott Briggs is a Dunkin' guy. Large iced toasted almond. Interesting. Up. Are we feeling inspiration? I think we are. We may walk towards the High Line. I saw the light change, and we will take advantage while trying not to get hit by a bike. We're supposed to yield, but definitely won't. The bikes on the Greenway, be careful, they never yield, despite what the signs say. This is Christopher Street. You love walking along Christopher Street. Fun art. We're gonna walk to Washington and walk towards the High Line because eventually I need to get to a subway, and I'm going to walk towards the Hudson Yards subway. And if we're going to do that, why not walk the High Line again? Different day, different weather, different direction. Well, Lisa used to be a big tea drinker, and when she got pregnant, you sometimes get aversions to food. She loves tea, but she got a really big aversion to tea. So no tea right now. On one stream, we did mention this is a great restaurant that we love, Malatesta. Very affordable Italian food. Really high quality. And the folks are from Italy. Suke grew up Long Island. And misses the diners there. Yeah, the diners in the Northeast are kind of one of a kind. Big diner culture. So we're here in the West Village. We're going to walk north a little bit, hop on the High Line because I got to get myself over to the Hudson Yards to catch a subway train. Lisa says, can't beat a good diner, I know. Lisa loves them. In New York, though, my vote would be, in New York City, I mean, my vote is more for the deli than the diner myself. We haven't been in a while, but one of our recommendations is Sadel's, which if you know the restaurant Parm or Carbone, it's the same people who do that. It's their take on a Jewish deli. Really, really, really good. And some of the best bagels in the city. Yeah, Yulia, we're in the village. We're in the West Village right now. Walking north, we're gonna get to the meatpacking district soon and hop on the High Line, which today we will walk north to get to Hudson Yards. Scott mentions that New Jersey still has some great diners. One thing that I think New Jersey is not as well known for, but there is some great pizza in New Jersey. If you look up, they have super thin style of pizza, kind of tavern style pizza. So if you look up tavern style pizza New Jersey, we talk a lot about pizza on this channel, but they do have some great tavern style pizza in New Jersey. Suke asks if TikTok was on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Anybody watch that show, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives? So I'm going to break one of my own rules, which is if you're visiting New York City, my personal advice if you want to do the High Line, is go really early or really late, at least during summer. And the reason I say that is it's kind of a heat trap. And in the middle of the day, on a sunny day like this, it's going to be so hot, but we've kind of already committed. But I think last time we were here, we saw that the hours are like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So my advice is go very early or very late. But with the blue sky today, I bet it's gonna look really beautiful. Ashley said she used to love watching that show. Dave P just reviewed a bunch of Morristown pizza joints, all pretty good. Yeah, like I said, if you look up tavern style pizza in New Jersey, it's a whole thing. Okay, I did just get the 20% battery warning, so we'll see how far we get today. Hopefully we'll get at least a little bit of the High Line. Though I can't promise we will see the whole thing. Sue K says Jersey pizza sounds amazing. Yeah, you guys see the pictures of it. Really good. We've talked about this many times, but we are believers in the regional variety of pizza. New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, each has really good styles. If anybody's ever been to Connecticut, have you gone to Pepe's or Sally's or Modern? A Pizza. Let me know if you're familiar with Connecticut pizza. New Haven style. "1954 Yankees" is here. Hello, always good to see you. We're gonna try to hop on the High Line, but I'm coming to the end of my battery life, so we'll see how far I get. We have made it to Gansevoort, which is the southern end of the High Line. Ambrose, pizzeria sounds like something I get after eating pizza. Lisa gives a shout out to Menko and Menko on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Lisa loves the boardwalk. So this is the Whitney Museum of American Art. We are climbing up to the High Line. We have 19% battery. And there must be I think there's a diner below us, and the smell right now is of pancakes and syrup. It smells so good. Vince Ice says it's sad we lost Costco combo pizza. Yeah, I know people talk a lot about that Costco pizza. All right. We have made it to the High Line.
All the way down to the left. Yeah, to the left.
And Luke was like, oh, maybe
If you had a little hiccup, I just restarted the connection one more time. Not our best network day, but hopefully that will improve things for now. This is the Standard Hotel. Sits right on top of the High Line. And I'm always taking a small risk pointing the camera up there because sometimes people like to give a show on the windows. This was a recent art addition to the High Line. Women and Children by Nina Beer. B-E-I-E-R. Really beautiful fountains. And they do all sorts of beautiful flowers and landscaping up here on the High Line. '21 is here. Good to see you. Ambrose says nice but sad fountain. Yeah, I agree. It does have a sort of sadness to it, but it is very beautiful. Good view from here of Little Island. I wish we had more battery life. We'd probably go over there, but today we will stick on the High Line for now. And of course the metal archway from the White Titanic was supposed to come in. I love that they kept that there. Really something. Oh, Lisa mentioned that there was some art exhibit on the High Line. But she said it was really short-lived, so I don't know if it'll still be here. '54 Yankees. It's a beautiful day in New York City. Yeah, it really is a beautiful day. It's a little warm now, but clear, beautiful, dark blue sky. Really, really nice sky. There is a breeze right now, which I'm thankful for. And we're having a little impromptu stream. We were downtown, so if you're just joining and want to watch the replay later, we visited City Hall Park and the World Trade Center and the Memorial, and have just been kind of working our way up from there. And I have to catch a train at Hudson Yards in a little bit, so I'm headed in that direction now.
So that helps to relax.
So these are the buildings above Chelsea Market up here. Great spot for lunch, shopping. Suitcase says that there's so much green space in New York that she spent a lot of time here and never realized just how much there is. Yeah, it's really more than many people realize. And I think over the last couple of years, they made a really big effort to clean things up and landscape, and it really shows. Lots of food and art vendors in this section. Again, we're right above, right now, the Chelsea Market. So if you ever visit Chelsea Market, you can walk up to the High Line just above. There's more vendors, there's food. Coming up on the Statue of Liberty, same face as last time. So my understanding is the face changes every few weeks or so. I think this is the face we saw last time. Really funny. She looks different. Oh, I saw yesterday on Dutch's stream that he saw that they were starting to, it looks like they're starting to make some adjustments to the vessel at Hudson Yards. The vessel is that sort of artistic sculpture. A lot of folks say it kind of reminds them of like an alien or a spaceship or something. And of course it has a really terrible history. Safety issues. And he was saying and showing that it looks like they're starting to possibly make changes to the structure, which I've been wanting them to do for a long time now. So if the battery allows us, we might get a quick peek at it. Adam says the Lantern Building coming up. Yeah, I always think of it as the Beer Barrel Building, but I think you're right that that's the real name. And again, you can see right into these apartments. So if you own one of these units, you have to be very comfortable with people seeing right into your space. It does look like some of them have started to add reflective coverings. You can probably see me in some of them. But it is funny how many you can look right into. Up ahead is the Edge, one of Lisa's favorite tourist destinations. Let me try to zoom in for you guys. So there's an observation deck there, and it's, I don't think we can see it even zoomed in, but you are able, there's a section of it that is glass, and so you can see right to the ground. Ambrose has an update. The news said they're adding netting. Yeah, so what Dutch was showing was, and hopefully I'm kind of trying to hustle a little bit to get us there before the battery runs out. What Dutch was showing, so originally the glass only went up like 3 or 4 feet, maybe 4 feet, right? Which was just, it was stupid from the beginning, and they should have known that. But what I was hoping is just raise the glass like 10 feet, or however high it needs to be. Instead, what it looks like they're doing is raising the glass like 8 feet, and then possibly adding netting above it.
So 10 kilos.
So I don't, you know, who knows? They haven't shared a lot of information as to the choice or why they're doing that. But any improvement would be an improvement. Let me just put it that way. Adam, do you mean the lobby of the Lantern Building? I haven't been in the lobby of any of these, unfortunately.
J-minute.
And the whole thing with the vessel has been complicated. Early on, everybody was blaming the artist, that they were opposed to making modifications, and then I read something that said that they weren't opposed. In fact, at the studio, they had started to build taller glass. So I don't know. It sort of felt like everybody was just pointing fingers when what they needed to do was just come together and fix it. Adam says the Lantern Building. So I'll have to check out the lobby one day. I've never been inside. I've only peeked in from the outside.
This is my schedule, fit me in, you know. Right.
Adam, I'm guessing they don't want to be called the Lantern Building right now since we're all being told to stomp on those lantern flies. A couple of vendors here on the High Line, coffee and kulfi, which is the Indian ice cream. Love her shirt. I am not interested in competing with anyone. I hope we can all make it. Question about getting a job in New York City without an ID. No. There's really strict rules around immigration and jobs in the United States, especially in high-tech stuff. I forget what they're called. It's like H-1B or whatever. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but I know there's really strict limitations on how many people can get it. There's a whole application process. I think companies have to sponsor you. It's a big thing.
Something like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Harvard again. It was so gross.
All right, we're at 11% battery, but we're very close to Hudson Yards, so I'm going to hustle a little bit more so we can go see what's happening at the vessel, and then we will call it a day. So while we do that, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who hopped on. Totally unplanned, unscheduled, unprompted. And in fact, at the very beginning, we had a little connection issue. Setup issue, I guess. So thanks everybody for making it here today. A couple minutes away from Hudson Yards. We're gonna go see what's happening at the vessel. Ooh, there's a beautiful breeze right now and some shade. It feels so good. At the very beginning, I mentioned it. Ambrose says, hustle as if your battery life depends on it. It does, it does. The thing is, and I don't know if it's a real thing or just a mental thing, but when it gets really low, it feels like it gets low faster. Like 10 to 0 happens way quicker than 20 to 10. Suke says it's sad so many businesses say they need workers. Yeah, and you know, there's lots of places in the country, you know, that have lost entire industries. And all I can imagine is there's people in the world who would be more than happy to live in those places and make a go of it. Detroit's a good example. Talk a lot about Michigan. And I mean that in a successful way. It's an area that lost big industry, and more folks have moved in, and it seems to be going fairly successfully. I know that's not always the case, but the point is, all right. We're running past everybody now.
Yeah. It's like across from the hardware store.
Excuse me. On our left, on our super fast tour, the weird birdfish deer hybrid thing. Pig. Big Apple. See, I told you guys, now it's at 6 already. Yeah, it's probably gonna just shut off at any second now. So again, a big thank you to everybody who joined today. Love spending time with you guys. We'll probably do a little more this weekend. There's no plan right now, but at some point we'll do more this weekend. And if you subscribe, hit the notification bell. A lot of these are fairly unscheduled, but one of the things coming up is we will do a bus tour, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. Lisa says, great stream. Joanne, thank you. Ambrose, thank you. Bozo, thank you. Ashley, thank you. If I missed anybody, I apologize. 5%. Oof. I'd really like, hopefully the phone will die as we look at the vessel. 4%. Oh gosh. It's so sad watching it just decline as we're yards away. If there was a webcam on the High Line, you'd see me like passing everybody, rushing past. We've done the High Line in record time. 3%. Okay, this is where the phone is about to just turn off. Again, love spending this time with you. There's the vessel. Don't know that we're going to see the right angle of it, but there's the vessel. All right, folks. Thanks for being here. Love seeing you, and we'll see you again next time.